Okay. Anyway, I start the topic now. Now I'm going for a poll straight way. Okay, do it fast. Now only 13 students, 50 to 60%. Now 15 seconds baki. 10 seconds. 8 seconds. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time over. I'm sharing the result. I hope you are getting over there. Now I don't have any option for cross-checking today. So for whatever you're writing there in the chat box, gradually I will come to know. So you please use the chat box. Now you see here the question is that what is splicing? 1 mark question. Okay. Maybe for 2 marks also if they're asking the processing end there. So it's very simple question. And 41% written than removal of introns and 23% removal of head and tail and 18% each for removal of messenger RNA and removal of exons. So what is the correct answer you are thinking? Please write down in the chat box. At least you write the number. Which one? First one, second one, third one, or fourth one? Yes, very good. You are writing it as third one. Now I have to go with the majority. So 41% said that removal of introns, that is the correct answer. Removal of messenger RNA, that question is not there at all. Removal of exons, exon is the codings. So once the exons are removed, protein cannot be synthesized. Removal of introns, that is a non-coding segments. Then removal of head and tail, not removal. We have to add head and tail at the end of transcription. And that is why you are getting the proper messenger, matured messenger RNA. So this is about this result. Now I'm stopping this one. So the topic last class we have seen that is about the transcription, and finally we end with the when the splicing also. The whole part of the last class we have completed. Now we should go to today's topic. Today's topic is genetic engineering. I'm sorry, genetic code. Somebody written there on the screen. You see, you are doing time pass, but it is not fair. Okay. Now genetic code is today's topic. Now, what is genetic code? Now, just look at here. What is genetic code? So, what is written over here? Now, here we can notice that you just look at here. This is the DNA. This is the DNA. And from the DNA, you are getting the RNA. Now, on RNA, you can see that nitrogen bases are lying like this. These nitrogen bases are represented by letters like A, T, G, C, like that. This is nothing else. This is just like our English alphabets. Okay. So in DNA or in RNA, you can notice that the nitrogen bases are there in the form of letters. They are A, G, and C, and each letter corresponding the type of nucleotide. And all these nucleotides, we can say, that is arranged there in a specific sequence or specific order. And this is called as codons. These letters, this collection of letters, or nitrogen bases, we can say as codons. And this collection of codons we call as genetic code. That is what is called genetic code. Now you just take one example. Now if you look at English language, how many alphabets are there in English language? You please write the number of alphabets there in English. 26 alphabets are there. And these alphabets are used for making each and every word we have. Now you see, we know that we are using words, and these words are created by using these 26 alphabets. You just imagine that instead of 26 letters, we have only 4 letters, A, B, C. That we can say here as genetic code. That means in DNA, 4 nitrogen bases are there, and these 4 nitrogen bases are represented by adenine, thymine, guanine, and cytosine. These are the 4 alphabets like that of the alphabets of English. And by using these 4 alphabets, we are creating the code, or we are creating the codons, codes. Now you know that you just imagine instead of 26 letters, we have only 4 letters. And simple example I'm giving, we have 20 words. We have 20 words and 4 letters. By using these 4 letters, we have to create the 20 words. How it can be? The same example you see here in the form of genetic or genetic form. So the 4 letters which are there, 4 letters or the 4 nucleotides which are there in DNA are arranged there in various manner, and then we are getting the collection of codons that we call as genetic code. Now, remember, for what purpose these codons are used? Yeah, these letters, nitrogen bases are used. Nitrogen bases are used for synthesizing amino acids. You know that the proteins are made up of amino acids, and each messenger RNA is representing a type of protein, and the building blocks of protein is called as the amino acid. How many amino acids we know in the universe? How many amino acids you know in the universe? How many amino acids you know in the universe? You have any idea how many amino acids are there? 20 amino acids, right? So 20 amino acids are there in the universe. So for these 20 different types of amino acids, no issue. We started class late only. Vinayak, we started class late only, even though 9 o'clock time I have given, because of network issue everywhere. Not only in your place, in my place also network issue is there. So 20 different amino acids are there, 4 nitrogen bases are there. And these 4 nitrogen bases are used for the synthesis of various types of, representing for various types of amino acids. Now listen.
Sir, आवाज नहीं आ रही.
You're not getting voice?
Hello.
Voice is there. If you are not getting voice, it may be a problem at your end. Okay. So 20 different amino acids and 4 nitrogen bases. That means these 4 nitrogen bases have to represent 20 amino acids. How it is possible? Look at over here on the screen. If one amino acid is represented by 1 nitrogen base, so please listen. You have to be very cautious while listening this area. You're a little dry. Already this problem we have. At the same time, little dry. So please listen it. I am having some throat issue. So that is my voice is going in between, breaking in between. But I tried my level best to continue this topic. So please remember 4 nitrogen bases, 20 amino acids. So how these 4 nitrogen bases will represent 20 amino acids? That is the question. Now you see, for example, one nucleotide, look at over here. One nucleotide representing one amino acid. Total 4 nucleotides we have. How many amino acids can be synthesized or can be represented? Only 4. So if one nucleotide representing one amino acid, only 4 amino acids can be represented, but altogether we have 20. Then who will decide remaining 16? So with one nucleotide, amino acids cannot be represented. Now another option is that if 2 nucleotides are representing one amino acid, you can represent only 16 amino acids. Again, 4 are left. But if you are representing, or if you are using 3 codons, 3 nucleotides to represent amino acids, 3 nucleotides, if it is there, you can see that 64 combinations we get, and 64 amino acids it can represent. But fortunately, we have only 20 amino acids. That means 3 nucleotides representing an amino acid, it will be more than sufficient for representing all the amino acids we have. So what we can say, 3 nitrogen bases, according to our present knowledge, 3 nitrogen bases representing coding for one amino acid. 3 nitrogen bases are coding for one amino acid. So in DNA, messenger RNA, whatever nitrogen bases are there, these nitrogen bases are there in the form of 3, and 3 are called as one codon, and that one codon representing one amino acid. And these codons, we can say it is a library, and this library is collectively called as genetic code. You got this point, what I said over here? I will give an example by taking that English language now. Before that, you understood what I said over here. What is genetic code? I said the collection of codons. The collection of codons is known as genetic code. And there are 4 nitrogen bases. Each nitrogen, there are 20 amino acids. These amino acids are represented by nitrogen bases. Since we have only 4 nitrogen bases, if one nitrogen base is represented, one nitrogen base means one nucleotide. If representing one amino acid, only 4 amino acids can be represented. If 2 nucleotides join together representing one amino acid, it can represent only 16 amino acids. But if 3 nucleotides join together, and representing amino acids, it can represent 64 amino acids. But fortunately, we have only 20 amino acids. That means these 3 nucleotides is more than sufficient to represent an amino acid. So we say 3 nucleotides is representing an amino acid, and these 3 bases is known as a codon, and this 3 nitrogen base combination we call as a codon, and such many codons are there in DNA or in messenger RNA, and all these codons are collectively known as genetic code. Clear? Is it clear, friends? Is it clear? Is it clear? Yes. Okay, now let us take an example of English letters. You just take English letters as example. You imagine in English language, instead of 26 letters, alphabets, we have only 4 alphabets like A, B, C, and D. Just imagine we have only 4 letters A, B, C, D. In English, total 4 letters. In English, total 20 words, not more than that. Just imagine 20 words total. In the universe, only 20 words are there. Then by using these 4 letters, how you can create 20 words? if you are using only one word, one letter for one word, how many words you can synthesize? You can create A, B, C, D. These are the 4 letters English alphabets. If you are using only one letter for one word, how many words you can create? Only 4. Okay. If you are using 2 letters, yeah, instead of just A, you are using A, B, A, C, A, D, then B, A, B, 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 C, B, D. Like that, if you are using 2 letters to create the words, how many words you can create? How many words you can create? 16, right? Now, similarly, instead of 2 letters, you are using 3 letters like A, B, C, or A, B, D, or A, C, B, A. Like that, if you are using, how many words you can create? 64. So remember, one letter, if you are taking as one word, you can create only 4 words. But total, how many words I told you? How many are there? 20. Total 20 words are there. But if you are using only one word, you can create only 4 words. Then if you are using only 2 letters, you can create only 16 words. But if you are using 3 letters, you can use 64 words. But how many words you have altogether? Only 20. That means 3 letters combination is sufficient for the creation of 20 words. That is what it says there in genetics also. Now this point is clear. So 3 nucleotides, 3 nucleotides is representing 1 codon. That representing one codon, or we can say that is one code. Okay. Now look at next slide. Now look at there. What is genetic code? In the last section, I told you that this is a collection of codons. Now you see, this is the collection of codons. Look at there. It's very simple. It is a collection of codons. That means this is, we can say, as a dictionary. But in this dictionary, each letter is representing a nucleotide. Each letter is representing. Now you take a look, this A, that is a nucleotide. Here A is there, that is also a nucleotide. But when these 3 letters come together, these 3 letters, for any letter you take, G, C, G, or G, C, T, any combination you take, 3 letters, when 3 letters come together, we call it as a code. We say it as a code, and that representing an amino acid. That representing an amino acid. So how the nucleotides have been arranged? How the nucleotides have been arranged? You can see that the nucleotides can be read in combinations of 3 nitrogen bases, and that we can say as a code, and that code is representing an amino acid. Okay, so how in a DNA or in the RNA, how the sequences are there, accordingly the amino acids may synthesize it. The sequence of amino acids also will be accordingly. Okay, now this point, look at there, already I told you, each codon is nothing. That is a triplet of nucleotides. Each codon is nothing. That is a triplet of nucleotides. 3 nitrogen bases. And that is representing an amino acid. But altogether, how many codons can be synthesized? 64 codons can be synthesized. That means total 64 codons are there. So if you write in detail all these codons represented over here in a cyclic manner, if you write in a proper manner, each codon, that means 1 letter, 2nd letter, 3rd letter. So it represents 1 code, 1 codon, and this codon is representing an amino acid. Okay, but out of these 64 codons, 3 codons, that is representing no amino acid. 3 codons are not representing any amino acid that I will tell you in the coming slide. Which are they? 3 codons will represent no amino acid. Such codon is called as nonsense codons. Such codons we can say nonsense codons. Now, out of the 64 codons, 3 are nonsense codons, rest are 61 codons. And these 61 codons representing various amino acids. So is it clear to you? What I told you, you understood that? Remember, once again, I repeat the point. The nitrogen bases are 4 in number. And these 4 nitrogen bases are represented by 4 letters: adenine A, guanine G, cytosine C, and thymine T. And these are scattered there in the DNA in a particular order. Okay, I will tell you. Okay, this is scattered there. Means in which order it has been written accordingly. A combination of 3 letters we take that represent a codon. Sequence 3 nitrogen base sequence will represent a codon. That codon can represent 4 amino acids. Altogether, 20 amino acids in the universe. But to represent 20 amino acids, 3 nitrogen base code we have to consider. If it is so, total 64 codons you get to represent various 20 amino acids. You get 64 codons. Out of those 64 codons, 3 codons are not representing any amino acid, and these are called as nonsense codons. Then once the nonsense codons are removed, you get 61 codons, and these 61 codons will represent 20 amino acids. Okay. Now look at this picture over here. Before that, I want to go to Vishal. Vishal, you please write what is your issue. Vishal, please use the chat box. You have confusion. You want any repetition? Where you are getting confusion, please tell me. Okay. Now I will do one thing. Before I go to this one, I will go for a second poll, and after that I will come to it. Okay. Last PPT I'm repeating again and again. Okay. So before go to this, because that is getting repeated over here also in this slide also. Let us go for a second poll. We are going for a second poll now. Come on fast, 61% only done. 52, 7 seconds, 6 seconds, 5 seconds, 4 seconds, 2 seconds. Time is over. Now you see 27 students are there over here. Out of that, only 18 students voted for it. I don't know why. Now, look at the question over here. What is the question? Central dogma. Last class, we were talking about central dogma. What is central dogma? Options you look at there. 39 students returned. 39% DNA to RNA and to proteins. Then 33% saying that DNA to RNA and then to DNA. 17% says that DNA to proteins to RNA, and 11% says that RNA to DNA and to proteins. Now, when you look at over here, you can see that central dogma refers to RNA to DNA to protein. Is it correct? Is it correct? Because in central dogma, main point is that synthesis of protein. Who is sharing message to synthesize protein? Who is sharing message to synthesize protein? The messenger RNA, no, the message is shared by DNA. DNA sharing the message to synthesize protein. But who is the messenger? Who is the messenger? RNA. So the message should be in that way. From DNA, the message will go to RNA, and from RNA, the protein will be synthesized. So DNA to RNA and then to proteins, that is a sequence. So whenever your question comes, no, you see it is totally confusing question. Confusing means answers which are given, no. You see, you may think that all the answers are right, because all the points are there in that. RNA is there, DNA is there, protein. All the three words are there in the answers. But you have to see which is the correct sequence. You have to take it properly. Okay. So the DNA to RNA to DNA nahi hai, that is reverse transcription. DNA to proteins to RNA वो भी नहीं है, because protein is the end, RNA is not the end. RNA to DNA to protein is not, because DNA is the beginning. So DNA beginning, protein ending, and in between the messenger, that is RNA. So this is the correct answer. Now we stop it. Now we go back to the topic. Now look at here. In this slide, you are seeing the representation, the pictorial representation of the previous slide. Now you see, these are the nitrogen bases. This is also nitrogen bases. Okay. If there is only one nitrogen base of four codons you get total. That is AC and AG. You are UC and AG. If there are two, then there will be 16. If there are three, that means three letters are there in a codon. One letter, that is first letter, second letter, and third letter. If three letters are there, you can create like this 64 codons. Are you getting me? If you count over here, you get 64 combinations. Are you following me, Vishal? You be careful over here. Listen carefully. In this, you can say when three letters are there in one codon, how many codons you can create? Just look at over here. Overall, 4, 4, 4, 4. 4 into 4. How many? You see here, 4 into 4, 16, 16, 16, 16. So 16 into 4, total 64 codons you are getting. I told you so many numbers of amino acids. How many numbers of amino acids? Amino acids number how many? How many amino? Yeah, 20 amino acids are there. 20 amino acids are there. 64 codons are there. So to represent 20 amino acids, 64 codons are sufficient. Okay, 64 codons are sufficient to synthesize 20 various types of amino acid. Remember that point. Second point, last slide I told you, 3 amino acids are not representing any amino acid. Look at over here. ये जो चार्ट में देखा तो आपको समझ में आएगा, इधर आएगा तो भी देखेगा, समझ में आएगा. इधर देखिए, इधर लिखा है स्टॉप स्टॉप स्टॉप. देखिए इधर रिप्रेजेंटिंग, दिस इज द फर्स्ट लेटर, this is the second letter, and here the third letter comes. Come to here. इधर आइए. UAA. Whenever UAA is coming, when the protein synthesis is taking place, whenever this UAA is coming over there, the protein synthesis will stop, because these 3 nitrogen bases when come together, there is no representing amino acids. Similarly, when UAG comes together, there will not be any amino acids. When UGA, then also there is no amino acid. So remember, UAA, UAG, UGA, these 3 nitrogen bases come together, there will not be any representing amino acid. That means there will be a gap. There is a gap, means protein synthesis is getting stopped. The protein synthesis is getting stopped. That means these 3 nitrogen base combinations, UAA, UAG, UGA, this we can say as codons. And these 3 codons, wherever you observe, there you can say no corresponding amino acid, so the protein synthesis will get stopped. And so these three codons are called as nonsense codons. Vishal, is it clear to you now? These three codons are called as nonsense codons because no amino acid representing. Okay. Okay. Now similarly, so once these three codons are removed out of 64, how many are left? How many are left now? 3 are removed. 3 are nonsense. How many are left then? 61. The 61 codons, these are called as codons. The 61 codons representing various types of amino acids. Now you see the name over here. All these are various amino acids. Now just look at the whoever has done this drawing over here. Just see the difficulty. If it is a black color or something else, no, it is not nothing visible over here. Then. So you are just passing time, but you see the difficulty. Now I cannot remove it. I cannot remove it because I'm showing the PowerPoint show. It is not PowerPoint presentation. It is PowerPoint show. In this show, I cannot do anything over here. I cannot delete. I cannot add. Nothing can be done. It is not like your Google Meet. In the Google Meet, mostly teachers are using the screen sharing. They can do anything. They can type everything. They can draw, underline, coloring, whatever they can do. But this is my show. But somebody has done like this. Whoever has done, they know it, who has done it. But see the difficulty. Okay. Okay. So now you see all these blue letters representing the name of amino acid, the short form of amino acid. Like that, if you count over here, how many amino acids are there? You can count that 20 amino acids are there. So this is clear to you. Now come to this next slide. One slide is missing. Okay. Now, so what is genetic code? Genetic code is simple. 4 nitrogen, I am repeating, 4 nitrogen bases are there. And these 4 nitrogen bases are representing the nucleotides. And 20 amino acids we have. If 4 nucleotides representing, each nucleotide representing 1 amino acid, altogether 4 amino acids out of 20 can be represented. If 2 are representing, altogether only 16. If 3 are there, 64 can be reported, that can be represented. So these 64 codons we are writing as a library, and this collection of codons we can say as genetic code. And out of the 64 genetic, codons, 3 are nonsense codons, and 61 are sensing codons. Sensing codons representing amino acid, and 61 sensing codons representing altogether 20 various types of amino acids. Now, you may ask one question: how the 61 codons can represent 20 amino acids? That we will see when we talk about the characteristics of genetic code. Now, we are going to see about the characteristics of genetic code. Some 8 characteristics you have to see. Now, first one we are going to see that is called the first one, triplet code. Every genetic code is a triplet code. These are characteristics of genetic code. Examination point of view may be important there. So each and every character you should know. The first character is that genetic code is triplet. Means, now look at over here. This slide आप देखिए. ये पिक्चर देखो, मैसेंजर आरएनए है. मैसेंजर आरएनए में देखिए यूरासिल, गुआनिन, गुआनिन, यूरासिल, यूरासिल करके नाइट्रोजन बेसेस अरेंज किया है. So all these nitrogen bases are arranged there in series. What you can say, one after the other. And when we arrange these nitrogen bases here, the first 3 nitrogen bases we say as one codon. Got the point? This is what is called a codon. So every codon you look at, this is another codon. This is third codon. This is fourth codon. So total 16 nitrogen bases there, one after the other. But this 16 nitrogen, I'm sorry, so 12 nitrogen bases are there. And these 12 nitrogen bases, you see, are classified in that manner. 3 nitrogen bases, one codon. Second 3 nitrogen bases, second codon. Third set of 3 nitrogen bases, third codon. And the last 3 nitrogen bases as one codon. That means in each codon, how many nucleotides are there? How many nitrogen bases are there? Please write them in the chat box fast. How many nitrogen bases there in each codon? 3 nitrogen bases are there. That means, see, I got a question over here. The question is that, so point is that there are 4 nitrogen bases. Why don't you use 4 nitrogen bases to represent one amino acid? That is the question. You got the question, answer, question clearly now, friends? You got the question? The question is that there are 4 nitrogen bases. Why don't you use 4 nitrogen bases for one codon? Why are you using only 3? Question is clear to you, friends? If the question is clear, you please write yeah. So I'm repeating the question. 4 nitrogen bases are there: A, adenine, guanine, cytosine, and thymine. Why are you using only 3 nitrogen bases for representing one amino acid? You have to make it as a codon. Why don't you use 4? Answer is that, so we have only 20 amino acids. We have only 20 amino acids. The minimum possibility we are looking at. So if we are using 4 codons, you just multiply 4 into 4 into 4 into 4. Again, 64 into 4. One more 4 you have to multiply. Okay. 64 into 4. How much it will come? 256. How many amino acids you have? How many amino acids you have? Only 20. We have only 20 amino acids. So if 256 codons we are representing or we are taking, considering, it becomes more complicated. It becomes more complicated. If you are taking 2 nitrogen bases, we can represent only 16. Then 4 amino acid, who will represent? So no possibility. If you are taking 3, 20 amino acids are there, 64 codons are there. The easiest and the smallest number is 64 and 20. But if you are taking 4 nitrogen bases, you get 256 codons, but 20 amino acids are there. Becomes more complicated. So you are taking the least number, 3 nitrogen bases. With the 3 nitrogen bases, it is so easy to represent 20 amino acids. So that is why we are taking only 3 nitrogen bases as one codon and not taking 4. Is it clear to you now? Is it clear? Then one more point I want to say. If the number of amino acids is more than 64, remember what I said? If the number of amino acid is more than 64, then 3 nitrogen bases will not work. Then how many you have to take? My question, repeat. Now 20 amino acids. So 64 codon, that will function. But the number of amino acids, suppose not 20, 65. Number of amino acid is 65. 3 nitrogen base codon will function then. No. Then you have to go for 4 nitrogen bases. So that part is clear now. So we have only 20 amino acids. That is why the least number we consider 3 nitrogen bases. So remember, it is a triplet. So genetic code character number 1, it is the genetic code is triplet. That means there are 3 nitrogen bases. 3 nitrogen bases, or we can say 3 nucleotides, because each nucleotide is representing 1 nitrogen base. So 3 nitrogen bases or 3 nucleotides representing 1 codon. Okay, now you see UGG, that is 1 codon. UGG, that is representing amino acid tryptophan. So the UUU, that is phenylalanine. So each amino acid is represented by 3 nitrogen bases. So this is the first point I want to say. Now I go to the next one, that is distinct polarity. The genetic code is having distinct polarity. Now look at this structure, this picture, you look at it over here. In which direction you are always reading the DNA or RNA? Please write in the chat box in which direction you are always reading the nitrogen bases. In which direction? In which direction you are going to read it? 5' to 3' direction. That means in genetic code also, this you have to remember, we are always reading the RNA from 5' to 3' direction. You just imagine that if I am reading this in 3' to 5' direction, this codon will change. This is UCA. This is the way we are reading. But if you are reading it reverse, it becomes ACU. Meaning will be different. You just imagine that it is, what you can say, it is T. Just I'm telling one word over here. TAR. TAR or TR. Sorry. You know the one word, 3 letters we are using. ART. By using ART, if you are writing, it is art. The same 3 letters you are making it reverse. TAR, it becomes tar. Or you are writing RAT, rat. So तीन alphabets से बनाया हुआ है. By using 3 alphabets, you created 3 words, but all the 3 things are entirely different. Same manner, if you are reading in reverse direction, the meaning will change, the function will change. So the RNA or genetic code, always we read from left to right, that is 5' to 3' direction, not from 3' to 5', that is from 5' to 3' direction. It is called distinct polarity. That we can say distinct polarity. So genetic code is having distinct polarity. That means it is reading in 5' to 3' direction. So समझ में आया ये point आपको clearly? मैंने 2 points आपको बता दिया. One is called triplet code. Second is called distinct polarity. Now we come to third character. That is, it is non-overlapping. Non-overlapping means, now look at this picture. अब इधर देखिए, there is one codon. This is one codon. Second codon. Third codon. Fourth codon. And the fifth codon ka beginning. So you see here 5 codons are there, but the functional I'm taking only 4. So 4 codons are there. Now you see the first, this is the first codon. So that is representing an amino acid. Second one is representing another amino acid. Third one is representing third amino acid. So like that, each codon representing an amino acid. But remember, non-overlapping means, now which is the first letter over here? C. CUC. Then next time it representing, it is not like that. C out ho gaya, UCA. It's not like that. It is not like that. Okay? CUCA और उसके बाद CAG. ऐसा करेगा नहीं. If it is doing in that manner, we say overlapping. अभी देखिए CUC ये रिप्रेजेंट कर दिया, इसके बाद पहला वाला उड़ा के सेकंड और थर्ड और नेक्स्ट का फर्स्ट लेके नया बनाया तो वी कॉल इट एज ओवरलैपिंग. समझा ये बात? तो ये मैनर में अगर आप नाइट्रोजन बेस को यूज करेगा तो वी कॉल इट एज ओवरलैपिंग. लेकिन मेरा पॉइंट यही है, दिस इज नॉट ओवरलैपिंग. आर यू गेटिंग मी फ्रेंड्स? This is not overlapping means these three nitrogen bases representing an amino acid means then any of these nitrogen base will come in will not come there in next codon. So ये पूरा codon बन गया, अलग हो गया, उसके बाद 3 nitrogen base लेगा. ये तीनों में एक अमीनो एसिड को यूज करने के बाद इसका कोई भी नाइट्रोजन बेस को आगे का कोड के लिए यूज नहीं करेंगे, ये भी सेपरेट हो गया, देन नेक्स्ट विल बी टेकन. In this manner it will not function. In this manner it will not function. That is why it is called non-overlapping. You got the point, friends? You got the point? Non-overlapping means once one nitrogen base is included there in a codon to represent an amino acid, then any of these nitrogen base will not be added in the next codon. This is totally separated and isolated. ये भी separated and isolated. ये भी separated and isolated. ये manner काम नहीं करेंगे, ये manner और in this manner काम नहीं करेंगे. There is no overlapping in this manner. This is called overlapping. अभी overlapping कर दिया क्योंकि ये जो U इधर भी represent कर दिया, इधर भी represent कर दिया, इधर भी represent कर दिया. ये जो ये इधर भी आ गया, इधर भी आ गया, इधर भी आ गया. ऐसा overlapping कभी भी नहीं करेंगे. You got it clearly? You got it clearly? So there is no overlapping. Okay. Now, what is the fourth point? Fourth point is that comma-less. Comma-less मतलब ऐसा एक जेनेटिक कोडोन फॉर्म करने का, इधर कॉमा नहीं है, स्टॉप नहीं करेगा. So next will be one codon, next will be next codon, next will be next codon. It is going on continuously till the nonsense codon comes. Till the non-codon comes representing over here. Anywhere the non-sense codon is there it will be stopped. Till that there is no comma, there is no pause, there is no stop, nothing. No overlapping, no comma. So points ध्यान में रखना. Characteristics genetic code. Number 1, triplet codons. Number 2, specific polarity. Number 3, what is that? Non-overlapping. No overlapping. Then number 4, comma-less. Next number means has degeneracy. What is degeneracy? अभी एक क्वेश्चन आएंगे, मैं आपको पहले बोलना था, आपको डाउट होएगा लेकिन मैं बाद में बोलता हूँ. So what is that? How many amino acids? 20 amino acids. There are 20 amino acids. How many codons? 64 codons. So 20 amino acids we have. 64 codons we have. Out of those 64 codons, 3 are useless. I mean stopping codon, nonsense codon. So rest is 61. These 61 codons representing 20 amino acids. This means one amino acid is represented by more than one codon. You got the point clearly? Some amino acids are coded by more than one codons. Okay? So that is what is called degeneracy. याद रखना degeneracy का meaning है. A given amino acid is coded by more than one codon. One codon will represent only one amino acid. One codon will represent only one amino acid, but one amino acid is represented by more than one codon. समझा ये point? This is what is called degeneracy. अभी example देखिए इधर, valine करके एक amino acid है. There is an amino acid called valine. Valine is represented by 4 different codons. GUU representing valine, GUC representing valine, GUA is representing valine, GUG representing valine. Are you getting me what I said? All these 4 codons, different codons only, but representing only one amino acid. Okay, are you getting it clearly? Children, you just write there in the chat box. Are you representing? Getting it clear? One amino acid is represented by more than one codon. That property is called, that function is called degeneracy. Example, valine represented by 4 different nitrogen, 4 codons. Similarly, lysine, that is represented by 2 codons. Then another one, you look at their tyrosine. Tyrosine represented by 2. So some are represented by 2 codons. Some amino acids are represented by 1 codon only. Some amino acids are represented by 4 codons. So like that, various number is there. That is why from 61 codon you get 20 amino acids. So this is called the degeneracy. Okay. Now look at this slide. It's very clear for you now. One amino acid may be specified by more than one codon. Another example, look at the alanine. Another amino acid is than alanine. Alanine is represented by GCU, GCC, GCA, and GCG. All these 4 amino acids, codons representing alanine amino acid. So like that, either they can number, total 20 amino acids are there. Some are represented by 4 codons. Some are represented by 6 codons. They can either these 3 are 3 nitrogen amino acids represented by 6 codons each. These are represented by 4 codons each. This is represented by 3 codons. So these 6 amino acids are represented by 2 codons each. Okay, again total. So all these are represented by 2 codons each, and methionine and tryptophan, and these are represented by only 1 codon each. So this is the way you get all 20 different types of amino acids from 61 codons. अब इधर एक point आप देखिए. So here, if you look at in all these 4 nitrogen codons, all these 4 codons, if you look at the first letters, first position letter, second letters are same. Am I right? Then which one is different? Which one is different over here? The third one, last one is different. Last one is different, but first one, second one, same. But last one, U is there, C is there, A is there, G is there. So it means where multiple codons are there, there the last codon, last nitrogen bases are different, but first 2 will be same. So when the last is different and first 2 are same, we say the last one is wobble. Wobble means it doesn't have the meaning, it doesn't have the value. Ye correct ho gaya, you get alanine. That means first 2 nitrogen bases are same, then you get alanine. Oh, U hone do, third one U hone do, ya C hone do, ya A hone do, ya G hone do. All these are varying but representing one basic amino acid, one amino acid. So the third one we can say it is wobble. Now look at the example over here. This is called a leucine. ये amino acid का नाम है leucine. ये भी amino acid leucine है. लेकिन ये leucine amino acid का first nitrogen base pairing देखिए GC, इधर भी GC है, इधर AU, इधर भी AU है. लेकिन लास्ट देखिए, इधर GC है, ये नॉर्मल पेयरिंग बोलता है. इधर क्या है? GU है, इधर GU पेयरिंग कभी भी नहीं होता है. GU पेयरिंग नॉर्मल वे नहीं होता है, बिकॉज कभी भी G आएगा तो ऑपोजिट में क्या होना चाहिए? C होना चाहिए. लेकिन इधर G का ऑपोजिट में क्या आया है? U आया है. U आने का मतलब U एक्चुअली एक का साथ बने का था. इधर ए होना चाहिए था लेकिन जी आ गया, इसका मतलब ये थर्ड पेयरिंग इज इनवैलिड। ये थर्ड पेयरिंग को हमेशा कभी भी चेक नहीं करता है अमीनो एसिड को रिप्रेजेंट करते थे। सो दिस इज नॉर्मल पेयरिंग, बट दिस पेयरिंग इज कॉल्ड एज वोबल पेयरिंग। द पेयरिंग इज कॉल्ड एज वोबल, दैट मीन्स द थर्ड नाइट्रोजन बेस कोई भी होने दो, फर्स्ट एंड सेकंड अगर पेयरिंग हो गया, बराबर पेयरिंग हो गया है, then that will represent amino acids. So this hypothesis is called as Wobbel hypothesis. Examination point of view important. Okay. So this is called as Wobbel hypothesis. Is it clear to you? Wobbel hypothesis. Examination को याद रखना. What is Wobbel hypothesis? Wobbel hypothesis means first and second pairing will be normal, and third pairing is immaterial for representing the amino acids. The third pairing is immaterial for the pairing of, for the representation of amino acid. ये GU होने दो, GC होने दो, GT होने दो, GA होने दो, that will function. Okay? That means this is called a Wobbel pairing, या Wobbel, and this is called Wobbel hypothesis. And next one, next point, the Panjwa point, that is the genetic code is universal. Genetic code is universal in the meaning you take any living organism, whether it is a plant or animal. This nitrogen code what we have shown, that is same for the amino acid for all the organism, whether it is a plant or animal. In all plants and animals, the AUG or whatever nitrogen bases are, whatever codons we have, that will be same. But you know that in mitochondria, DNA is there. In mitochondria, DNA is there. There, only in mitochondria, you can say that codon will be having some exceptions. For example, in mitochondria, AUA means methionine. AUA means methionine in mitochondria. Similarly, UGA means tryptophan. ये दोनों अमीनो एसिड रिप्रेजेंट कर रहे हैं. AUA methionine को रिप्रेजेंट कर रहे हैं, UGA tryptophan को रिप्रेजेंट कर रहे हैं. Then in mitochondria. But in normal protein synthesis कहाँ होता है? साइटोप्लाज्म में होता है. साइटोप्लाज्म में AUA means not methionine, that is isoleucine. UGA is a termination codon. तो ये जो AUA, UGA इधर माइटोकॉन्ड्रिया तो समथिंग डिफरेंट है, लेकिन साइटोप्लाज्म में तो ये दोनों लाइसोलूसिन टर्मिनेशन कोडन हो गया है. सो दिस इज द ओनली एक्सेप्शन, rest everything will be same. Even similarly, then another example given there, AGA, AGG, ये दोनों coding for arginine in cytoplasm, but in mitochondria they are the termination codon. से आपको याद रखना, ये माइटोकॉन्ड्रिया है, माइटोकॉन्ड्रिया में इनका काम AUA, UGA, AGA, AGG ये चारों का फंक्शन अलग है और साइटोप्लाज्म में अलग है. Rest everything will be same for everything everywhere. So it is called, because of that reason we say, since it is same in all the living organisms in the universe, we call the genetic code is universal. Okay. And second last point is that genetic code is non-ambiguous. Non-ambiguous मतलब मैं आपको एक बार बोला था, एक नाइट्रोजन न्यूक्लियोटाइड, एक कोडॉन, एक ट्रिप्लेट कोड या एक कोडॉन will represent one amino acid only. याद रखना, one codon will represent one amino acid only. लेकिन one amino acid will be represented by more than one codon. समझ में आया ये पॉइंट? ये डिफरेंस आपको समझ में आना चाहिए. ये टेस्क्रोस और माइक्रोस का जैसा है. एक nucleotide, codon, one codon that will represent one amino acid, but one codon can represent only one amino acid, but one amino acid can represent more than one codon. That means UUU, for example, UUU, ये देखिए, ये जो codon that will represent phenylalanine, ये जो codon दूसरा कोई भी amino acid को represent नहीं करेंगे. ये तीनों नाइट्रोजन बेस एक साथ आके बैठा तो that will represent only phenylalanine. Similarly, इधर भी आप देख सकते हैं कोड बनाएगा तो U that is phenylalanine and UUC वो भी phenylalanine को रिप्रेजेंट कर रहे हैं, लेकिन ये U दूसरा कोई भी अमीनो एसिड को रिप्रेजेंट नहीं करेंगे. So it is called as non-ambiguous. Okay, मैं थोड़ा फास्ट जा रहे हैं. And initiation codon and termination codon. Initiation codon and termination codon मतलब ये प्रोटीन सिंथेसिस का एक स्टार्टिंग पॉइंट है. अभी आपको मालूम है रेस में पार्टिसिपेट करते टाइम एक स्टार्टिंग पॉइंट है, एक एंडिंग पॉइंट है. ये स्टार्टिंग पॉइंट एक कोडॉन से रिप्रेजेंट करके आएंगे. So one codon is representing the starting point, that is AUG. AUG. This is the first codon. I mean first letter. This is the second letter, and this is the third letter. So AUG, that is the starting codon. That is the initiation codon. Similarly, UAA, ये ending codon है, termination codon है. UAG, ये भी stop codon है. Similarly, UGA, ये भी termination codon है. So one starting codon, that is AUG, and three ending codons, that is UAA, UAG, and UGA. So these are called as termination codon and the initiation codon. Now you see this is the starting codon and these are the termination codons. Three codons you can see over here. Okay, in every protein synthesis, every messenger RNA you can see there will be a starting codon, there will be a ending codon. So starting codon से start करेंगे, ending codon से end करेंगे. So either three codons, three different types of codons can come. Any one of the three. Okay. So this is called the stop codons. Okay. And finally, final point. So in RNA or here, you can notice that codons are there, anticodons are there. Codons क्या है? Messenger RNA में 3 नाइट्रोजन बेसिस का जो कॉम्बिनेशन है उसको बोलता है कोडोन्स. मैंने आपको बहुत बार बोल चुका है उसके बारे में. Codons are nothing. These are the 3 nitrogen bases which are there on messenger RNA, and that each 3 nitrogen bases combination we call as one codon, and this one codon representing an amino acid. Similarly, on the transfer RNA, where the messenger, where the amino acids are are brought to the messenger RNA by reading the codon. There we can notice that on the transfer RNA, there are 3 nitrogen bases. And these 3 nitrogen bases we call as anticodons. Okay, so this is what is called the codon, and this is the pairing of these 3 codons which are written there on the transfer RNA. This is called as anticodons. This is the pairing structures. So on the transfer RNA, 3 nitrogen bases are there over here. It may vary from transfer RNA to transfer RNA, and this is called anticodon. Every 3 bases है, and these are 3 bases. This is 3 base. This is ऐसा pairing है. So इसको बोलता है anticodon. So ये भी आपको ध्यान में रखना. In genetic codon, we can say codon is there and anticodon is there. Okay. So आगे का point मेरे को अभी नहीं लेना है. So that I will take tomorrow. And here today we have seen only genetic code examination point of view, which is important. Even 4-mark question, 3-mark question, 1-mark question, even fill in the blanks, objective type questions. So different types of questions you can expect from this particular topic, genetic code. Okay, remember once again I repeat fast. Genetic code means what? That is a collection of codons. Collection of codons is called as genetic code. And a codon is represented by 3 nitrogen bases. Yeah, that is representing 3 nitrogen bases or 3 nucleotides. And after that, we have seen that so overall 64 codons are there, and which representing 20 various types of amino acids. And then we have seen that out of the 64 codons, 3 codons are not representing any amino acid, and these are working as stop codons or termination codons. And these codons are called as nonsense codons. And then I told you all these things. The codons are represented by, there is a one letter, first letter, there is a second letter, and there is a third letter. And this way you can create it. It's very simple. 64 codons you can create like this. Then we have seen the characteristics. In characteristics, we have seen every codon is made up of 3 nitrogen bases or 3 nucleotides. So each genetic code we can say is a triplet code. And then we have seen that distinct polarity. Always we have to read from 5' to 3' direction. And another thing we can notice that once 3 nitrogen bases are there in one codon, any of the nitrogen bases of that codon will represent for another codon. That means there is no overlapping. At the same time, there is no stop till those 3 nonsense, any of the 3 nonsense codons representing. There is no stop. That means there is no comma, there is no overlapping. Okay. And after that, we have seen that it just degeneracy. Degeneracy, that is very important point to be remembered. That is one amino acid is represented by more than one codon. But one codon can represent one amino acid only, but more than one amino acid, one codon can represent one amino acid. Okay, that means one amino acid is represented by more than one codons or multiple codons. Okay, that is why it is called degeneracy. And in degeneracy, we have seen one important point, Wobble hypothesis. In Wobble hypothesis is saying that why more than one codon representing one amino acid? Because first 2 nitrogen bases are corresponding, same, but the third one is pairing is immaterial. The normal pairing and even abnormal pairing also can be noted over here. A normal pairing means guanine is always pairing with cytosine, adenine is always pairing with the uracil. But in Wobble hypothesis, you can say the guanine can pair with even uracil as well as cytosine. Cytosine it is normal, uracil and adenine. That is called the Wobble hypothesis. So the third pairing is immaterial. That is why we can say that more than one codon representing one amino acid. Okay. Wherever more than one codon representing one amino acid, you can notice more than one amino acid is represented by more than one codon. You can see that, oh my God, sorry. One amino acid is represented by more than one codon. You can say first one and second one will be same and third one will not be same. And then we have seen that the genetic code is universal in nature. Any living organism you take, you can see that non-living organism, whether it is plant or animal or lower organism or higher organism, you can see that in cytoplasm, the genetic codon will be same. But there are some certain differences there in mitochondrial DNA, but in all cytoplasm, you can see that cytoplasmic codons, we can say that will be same. So it is called as universal. And last one is that non-ambiguous. Non-ambiguous means one codon can represent only one amino acid. Then you can see that there is a starting point. AUG is a starting point, and similarly there is a termination point. And termination point, 3 codons are there. And then we have seen codons are there. Codons are seen on messenger RNA, and the same 3 nitrogen bases which we are representing on transfer RNA we call as anticodon. So this much we have seen. I know that it is really difficult for you to understand. I have taken it a little fast because of time problem. So initially we faced some problems. That is why I taken a little fast. Please go through the test book and go through the slides today itself. I will release the slide there in the classroom. Go through it. And if you have any doubt, you can ask next class or even through WhatsApp also you can talk to me. Okay. So I'm winding up very little fast.